These two bright and lovely teen girls were killed by police in two separate situations where their death was totally avoidable if the police did their job properly. Salome, 16, and Rihanna, 18. These girls were much loved by their families and friends, and, according to their teachers, they were well-behaved and intelligent students with a bright future. Some people say that these girls were in the wrong place at the wrong time, but being in the wrong place at the wrong time does not mean that you should be executed by the police. Anyone can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. We expect criminals to always do the wrong thing because they are criminals, but we should expect law enforcement professionals that are sworn to protect girls like Salome and Rihanna to at least try to protect children that are in the wrong place at the wrong time. If a teen cuts class and goes to the beach swimming with friends and get in trouble in the water, should the lifeguard let him or her drown because he or she was in the wrong place at the wrong time? This story is part 1 and is dedicated to Salome Ranghill's tragic killing. All teenagers make mistakes. That is part of being a teenager. If you judge Salome for being in the wrong place, then judge yourself and your children first. Salome was not a criminal. She was just a typical teenager. Most teenagers will disobey their parents at one time or another. They will have boyfriends and girlfriends that their parents don't approve of or don't know about. They go to parties that they should not be going to, and they will cut class and go places when they should be in school. This is not right, but this is the reality for regular teenagers. So, when you judge Salome, make sure that you remember what you did when you were a teenager and how those mistakes did not define your adulthood. Salome's father died when she was 12 years old. She was very close to her father. You fathers that have great loving relationships with your daughters, you know what it is to have the love of a daughter. It is hard for girls to recover from that type of loss of father. Some girls seek to fill that gap of attention from other men, and some men will unfortunately take advantage of that loss and groom young girls who need a father figure. Salome was 16, and all these men were adults. She was a victim and should have been protected. There are many young teen girls like Salome who make mistakes, but those mistakes don't define what they will become. Salome could have been a doctor, engineer, teacher, a scientist, or any other successful woman if she was given the chance to grow up instead of being executed. Salome was not just killed. Salome's bullet-ridden body tells a story of a painful, torturous death. Before we look at the indisputable physical evidence, let's learn how police shoot. Police and soldiers shoot to what is called center mass. Center mass means aim for the center of the upper body, focusing on the middle of the chest. You don't try to shoot arms, legs, or to the head because they are small targets, and you can miss and get killed if the person has a dangerous weapon. Also, people that have been shot in the arms, legs, or stomach can return fire. Salome did not have a gun. She did not commit a crime, and she was not on the police record for any criminal activities. The police officer or officers that killed Salome wanted to send a message. The bullet wounds on Salome's body indicates that the police officer that shot her is a psychopath who probably committed other shootings before and has a deep demented need to kill. If Salome's autopsy photos are shown to behavioral psychologists, the officer or officers that killed this unarmed 16-year-old girl will be automatically sent for mandatory psychological evaluation, and his or her gun will be taken away from them immediately. Salome was shot 8 times. There is no reasonable justification for the police to shoot this unarmed 5 foot 1 inch tall, 115 pounds, 16-year-old girl 8 times. Shot number 1 was in her left wrist. Her hand went down in pain, but she kept her other hand up because she wanted to show that she was not a threat. She could not have dropped her 2 hands because of the trajectory and the impact of bullet number 2. It must have taken a lot of strength to hold her hand up after she was shot. Shot number 2 went through her right-hand palm. The only scientific logical way for Salome to receive those bullet wounds in her hands is for her hands to be up, palms facing forward in the universal surrender position. There is no other reasonable explanation. After the first 2 shots, the police officer or officers wanted Salome to suffer. There was absolutely no reason to continue to shoot Salome. The 2 shots in her hands disabled her and she could not harm anyone. Shot number 3 went through her upper left thigh. Then shot number 4 hit her upper right thigh. Both shots went through bone. At this point, Salome was suffering. The horror can be seen on her face after she died. In order for the officer to shoot Salome's two thighs in the same area, he had to be in total control with his aiming and breathing and not under fire as was reported. By now, Salome was in severe pain and bleeding out on the ground, but the police officer was not done with her. She was lying on her back, and her hands and legs were shot. The police then pumped 3 more shots in her. Shot number 5, 6, and 7 was to her stomach. Finally, the police officer finished her off with shot number 8 to her upper chest under her left breast. Then the police took her dead body to the Kuva Medical Facility for medical treatment. This was a very torturous and painful execution for 15-year-old Salome, who was being judged for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The physical evidence does not support the police claim that, upon arrival, they received gunfire. The front of the house did not have any gunfire evidence. The outside or inside of the wood and glass front door did not have any evidence of gunfire. The main room of the house did not have any bullets holes in the walls. Remember, the police stated that upon arrival, they took gunfire. Also, the windows did not have any evidence of gunfire. The only bullet holes that were in the house are 2 bullet holes in the bedroom wall and 2 bullet holes in the washing machine. The trajectory and the position of the bullets does not make sense to support a shootout that was claimed by the police. If there was a shootout as the police entered the house, there should be incoming and outgoing bullets holes in walls and windows to match the police account of the operation. The holes in the bedroom walls don't match the direction that the officers would have entered that bedroom. The bullet trajectories does not make sense and does not match the police account of the operation. Also, the washing machine had 2 bullet holes that are far apart, and those bullet holes are obviously staged gunshots.
So it wasn't like
the position of the washing machine does not line up with officers entering the house. So, the bullet holes did not come from the police firing from the door. It is also inconceivable that the suspect would go into the washroom and pump 2 bullets into the washing machine. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Salome killing is the interview by Ian Allen of Salome's mother. This mother's 16-year-old daughter has just been killed in a tragic, brutal manner, and Allen is acting as a police operative. Ian Allen is telling this mother and the public the police had no choice and that they were taking gunfire. Why is Ian Allen pushing police narrative without proof?
Apparently when they breached the door, shots were fired. Because remember, some of these people with them are seasoned with firearms. So I just want you to know that they are seasoned, the players there are seasoned. And in the exchange, your daughter picked up. That is it. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They couldn't say, let us extract your daughter.
Ian Allen always states, it is not what you know is what you could prove, and who alleges must prove.
Great police officers from
so
Central.
Why did he try to convince this mother police to the right thing when he did not personally witness the operation? The TPS's body cameras. But officers refused to wear body cameras. In this instance, body cameras, with proof that the police had no choice but to shoot Salome 8 times, killing her along with the 4 other men in that house. It has been alleged that the main target of the police operation was not in the house, and that he received a warning call that the police was coming for him. There was 6 people that was killed in that house. The police were looking for 3 suspects that allegedly robbed a nearby resident. At least one the person that was killed with Salome was a visitor from the United States. He came there to play video games and drink with friends. No one knows if 3 of the 4 other men were the suspects wanted in the robbery. This case is absolutely disturbing of a young 16-year-old girl who lost her life, and too many people are judging that young girl because she disobeyed her parents. So, is a lesson for disobeying your parent execution by the police? Salome's killing fits the profile and the pattern of many other unjustified killings, where the police abuse their power to commit murders. Then 1. The police claim they were fired upon. 2. They illegally remove evidence from the crime scene. 3. Dead bodies are removed from the crime scene. 4. The dead bodies are taken to a medical center where certain doctors falsify medical reports stating that the victim died in the medical facility. 5. A senior officer issues a press release to justify the killing. And 6. Police reports and investigations are suppressed. The TTPS trained police recruits for 6 months in the police academy. There is specialized training for special units, and the TTPS received additional training and millions of dollars each year from countries like the United States. Police worldwide are trained to tactically enter houses and only engage threats. We have seen TPS officers competently investigate and rescue kidnapped people and hostages on several occasions. There could be anyone in a house at any time. There was a child staying in this house and a young teenage girl in the house. It's either the TPS are not trained properly to tactically enter homes and clear rooms and houses without shooting innocent people, or the TPS Center Division is a corrupt homicidal organization. Police shootings are public information. The TPS must be transparent when people are killed. The public should know the names of all the officers involved, especially when the police claim that their shootings were justified. The officers that oversaw this operation, Sergeant Blackman and Sergeant Nelson, along with Senior Superintendent Calvin Simon, should answer for Salome's killing. Senior Superintendent Simon stated that the officers were offered counseling, but it is their decision to take that counseling. Salome's was a person that was killed. Her mother was not offered counseling, nor was the other 5 families. Psychological evaluation should be mandatory for officers that fired their weapon and kill or injure civilians. In the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Central Division, the same group of officers were involved in multiple killings for over the last 5 to 6 years. These officers must undergo independent psychological evaluation to be fit to carry a weapon in public. Finally, some people will say Salome was in the wrong place at the wrong time. What is that place? We all could be in the wrong place at the wrong time just walking down the road or shopping in town and get shot by criminals or a stray bullet. There's not excuse for Salome, but what we should not expect is for our police officers to target innocent men, women, and children in an attempt to cover up extrajudicial killings. The lack of hard work, corruption, and a top-heavy Trinidad and Tobago police service had led to a shortcut in police work like the TPS extrajudicial killing program and their no-witness policy to cover up their illegal killings. There is still a good few police that are trying to do their best for the people they service. However, you good police must step up and enforce the laws, including holding your corrupt, murderous colleagues accountable.